Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for a sensational new show with that one. Blue Monster Podcasting System.
Hello everyone, welcome to Lai Table Talk.
This is Mohit.
And I'm Atop.
And guys, don't forget, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Spotify, our TikTok, because your support is what help us keep going. So Atop, what are we going to be talking today?
Okay, today is a very highly requested episode. Very highly requested from everyone.
Why is it highly requested? What's going on?
Okay, so have you heard of names like Genghis Khan,
Alexander the Great,
Cyrus the Great,
Attila the Hun,
and the few others lah. Okay, Napoleon. So, what do they have in common? All of them are conquerors.
How about a takeover? Empires fall, empires rise. But some people have their names carved in pages of history that centuries later, we are still talking about them with awe.
So, are you all ready for this educational and fun episode
Let
of
me ask you
Conquerors?
again, are you all ready or not?
Okay, guys.
Hey, wait, before we start, Happy National Day to Singapore. Happy 60th National Day to Singapore.
68
No, 60.
60th. 60th, yeah.
60th.
60th
So,
means we
60
time travel already, bro.
Yeah, we time travel. So I hope you guys are watching the NDP. And so why are we talking about all these figures of history coincidentally on our NDP? Because NDP is what? To showcase Singapore's military might. So we thought, you know what, it's NDP. Singapore is showcasing its military
And
might.
independence,
And independence, of course.
Okay.
So why don't we present to you some facts about some of the greatest conquerors and the greatest minds in history when it comes to military prowess.
yeah.
So,
So,
Atop,
okay.
who do we start first?
Let's start with someone that is known all over, okay? Everybody knows his name.
I never heard of him, maybe.
You have definitely heard of him because he has 20 plus cities named after him. Can you guess who is that?
No, I can't guess. Who is him?
Alexander the Great.
History teacher. Today he's my history teacher.
Yes.
No, actually today we will be your history teacher.
Yeah. But we are also learning at the same time.
Yeah.
We did read up about all these conquerors before the episode. And before we read up about them, we also heard stories about them. Some may be just stories, some are facts. So
But just a disclaimer, we are not historians, we are not history teachers, we are just podcasters, but we also wanna learn same as you, and we feel it that it's our duty to present what we know as interesting as possible for you to understand lah.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
So okay, let's start with Alexander the Great. What do you know about him?
So I know he was Macedonian
Yeah.
and that he conquered Persia.
Okay.
And he had empire that spawned it was a very large one lah. And that's why and he was stopped in India.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So Alexander became the king at 20 years old
How did he become the king so young?
because his father was the king and the father got assassinated.
Yeah, the father got killed.
Yeah, the father was assassinated, so he took the throne. So he became the king of Macedonia, and that was when he was 20 years old.
So in the modern scenario, imagine guys, you are running your parents run a family business. Okay, you run a huge, very profitable family business, and by the age of 20, your father dies. I mean, touch wood lah. I don't wish this on any of you, but then you are forced to take the family business. What will you do? How will you react? Will you panic, or will you step in and take over the role with will you feel confident in taking over the role? What will you do?
What was the first thing Alexander did when he became king? He
What did he
killed
do?
everyone that revolted against his father.
He killed everyone.
Every rebellion. He crushed every rebellion. That was the first thing he did as a king.
So how do we translate it in the example I gave? That is like, that is like, for example, your father died. Okay, whatever it is, you take over the business and
Competitors.
all his advisors, all his people under him, you fire them. You fire them, you hire new ones.
Okay lah. Okay, that's a fair comparison.
Fair
yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, but a lot of conquerors you can compare with what they did in the olden times to now. It's just that in modern society, it is structured as companies or structured as like legal takeovers. You know, things like that.
You know the book, the Art of War.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it is like a lot of people use that book and they relate it to the modern context.
I agree.
Huh? Like a lot of like from what I was reading is a lot of businessmen like they use this book and they translate it to the current working environment.
Because
Yeah.
it is actually a mindset.
It's a mindset.
It is a mindset, yeah. So, okay, let's talk about Alexander the Great. Why was he great? Okay, let me name you the countries that he took over, he conquered, okay? It will be Greece, North Macedonia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Palestine, Palestine, whatever. We're not going to go there. Jordan, Egypt, Iraq, Iran, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Northwest India.
Northwest India.
Yeah.
Holy
And
shit.
can you imagine the size?
size.
The size. It was 5.2 million kilometers. Million.
So, how many football fields do 5.2 million kilometers span?
Definitely, I'm not able to do that calculation for sure.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with 10 million football fields.
I don't think so. I think a football field length is
It's not a kilometer lah. Come on lah.
yeah, it's like 500 meter, 400 meter.
Yeah lah. So 5.2 million kilometers.
Divide by 400 meters. Not kilometers, no.
Okay. Yeah, that's why. So
So just the countries lah, the
Yeah.
countries that we name basically. Okay, yeah. So okay, let's go to what made his name etched in history. First of all, him as a king, as a conqueror, to conquer so much of land with different kind of people, different kind of ethnicities, different kind of languages. Why was he still able to conquer so much in that short period of time?
I think I have a better question. What kind of crazy person? What kind of like you just imagine. What kind of crazy mind, like psychopathic mind you must have to just wake up one day and he said, I'm gonna conquer half of the world. Like
Yeah.
what kind of mindset? Like some days like many of us we just wake up some days and we feel tired and we feel like we don't want to accomplish anything. Just remember, there are people like Alexander the Great in history that they woke up same as you guys, probably tired. His father passed away, and he decided to still conquer half of the world.
Yeah.
So the next day you guys ever feel tired, just remember you could be the next Alexander the Great.
In modern terms, of
In
course.
modern terms lah.
You just need to conquer your mind. That is the first thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Alexander the Great. Why was he great? It is because, okay, this is my opinion. It is because he was able to rule with peace. I mean, after he conquered, of course. He was able to rule with everyone of different ethnicities dining together, eating together, speaking with each other in their own languages. He didn't rule them and make them speak one language. He was equal to everyone. He let all of them speak their own languages, things like that, share languages. So that's why there's a lot of common words in that region. In that region, there's a lot of, in their own languages, there's a lot of common words. And that is one of the reasons why. It's because they used to exchange words, exchange languages, learn from each other.
Let me give you a fun fact. So Alexander the Great was taught by one of the greatest philosophers of all time. He was taught by Aristotle. So I think we can credit Aristotle for a lot of the the philosophies, especially when it comes to
Yeah.
logic, reasoning, and I mean his works are all over Google. I mean, you guys can Google it, and I think that's also one of the reasons he was able to implement one of some of the things you have mentioned.
Yeah.
Like he was not only great at being a warrior in battle, but he also had a great
Great mind.
mind
Yes,
behind it.
yes. Correct.
So when you mix your skills in battle as a great warrior with a great mind, you become like
Yeah, unstoppable. You become
as
Alexander the
you
Great.
become Alexander the Great.
Yeah. Okay, so there is one more. Okay, yeah. So Alexander, what he did, right? He conquered all these areas lah. We call it countries, but at that time I don't know what was the arrangement. So
Empires,
no, I mean
kingdoms.
kingdoms or maybe yeah. So at that period of time, he had the highest rate of winning battles. I think he had the longest undefeated streak
Of modern, I
of
mean, of
victories.
ancient
Yeah,
history lah.
of victories basically.
Huh?
So he conquered all the way to India. Okay, not the whole of India, but I think it was at Punjab area, Punjab region. So he was met with a king in Punjab. Okay, so what happened there? That is where a lot of stories come up about Alexander the Great, which is he went to India and he had a battle with the king. But what he did this time was a bit different. He won the battle, but he gave the king the power to rule again. It is because he respected the king so much. Do you know
Oh,
the reason for that?
what was the king's name? Porus.
Porus. King
King
Porus. Yeah,
Porus.
King Porus. I don't know if it's the correct pronunciation, but yeah, I think it's Porus. Yeah.
So, no, of course, I'm unsure
Yeah.
why he did it. But
Okay.
like I think in those times, when you took over, let's say you were king lah, you beat another king in battle. The logical thing will be to kill the king.
Exactly.
Like you kill the king because you want all his subordinates to be loyal only to you. If the king is still alive, then some could be still loyal to him, or if you don't kill him, you exile him. You send him somewhere
Correct, correct.
else.
Yeah.
Uh huh. Or you lock him up in somewhere where he never appears again. But that was what kings used to do. Like the first one to die was generally usually the other king.
Yeah. So actually, during that battle, it was the first time that Alexander ever faced an army with war elephants that use war elephants. So in India, elephants, you know that they used to use war elephants.
They used to use war elephants.
So in modern day, right, if you were to compare it, right, it's like comparing tanks. You know those army tanks.
Uh huh.
So in those days, an army tank was a war elephant. So that's why Alexander respected him so much and allowed him to rule even though he won the battle.
Like imagine you are on a horse, you are with a lot of arrows,
And you see one
and
armored
and
elephant.
you say you have one armored elephant, and they're throwing rocks, and it's like it will be
He's
something.
mad. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
mad.
it
Yeah.
will really.
And one more fact about him was once he reached India, why didn't he conquer all the way? There was actually one reason. It was because his army wanted to go back home. So they had a rebellion of some sort. Okay? Because they were on this conquest for
Mhm.
8 years. 8 years of conquest is retarded. Okay? 8 years, these warriors, these soldiers didn't go back to their
Yeah,
house,
didn't go back
go back
home.
home, you know? They were just marching all the way forward, forward, forward. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I'm surprised they didn't do it before.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
imagine just one battle seeing so much bloodshed,
They should like retreat,
They should
like
retreat. They should gather back. Like that was normal lah. Like you win one battle, you go back. You win another battle, you go
correct.
back.
Yeah.
You refresh. You spend some time with your family. This they have been going 8 years, taking land after battle after battle. So there's another. That is something that where you can see really the greatness of Alexander. How great of a king you must be
To
to
lead your men,
motivate
yeah.
to lead your men into so many battles. Some of them obviously with fatigue,
Yeah.
tired, a with a lot of losses probably happening from their
Of
army,
course. Yeah.
and I'm sure that with those losses there must be some new recruits as well into his army.
Yes.
How was he able to unite his soldiers? How was he able to like independent of the languages they spoke? How was he able to in unite them and keep them going for 8 years without stopping?
So that's
I think that's really why he is the great, because I think that's the
but I think right, I would debate and say that most conquerors, right, are able to do that. And it's because of the mindset they have. Most conquerors, when they conquer the lands, they are able to somehow make everyone listen to them. You know what I mean?
I think the greatest general like have you seen, okay, just sidetrack a while. Have you seen Attack on Titans?
Yes.
Have you seen one of the most shocking scenes for me was when Erwin,
Yeah,
Commander Erwin, like he's guiding his soldiers to die.
correct.
Uh-huh. And he gives a speech and he says that, okay, like how do we honor the dead is to push through and battle against because that's the only way we can truly honor them. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And we also and we honor them by remembering what they did and what they accomplished. So even I hearing those words, I'm like that is a sign of a great commander. Like even me as a viewer seeing that, I'm also inspired. If I was there, I also push through.
I think, but that was the mindset of men at that time.
I think yeah.
Yeah, they were like, okay, we have to conquer. You know, it's just a thing.
Mhm.
It was just a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and you are part, like a lot of the soldiers back then, they knew they were part of greatness.
yes,
Like they were witnessing greatness.
correct.
So when you are witnessing, like outsiders want to be part, what they saw Alexander, they thought he was probably a descendant of God. How do you accomplish such a like
Yeah. I get it. Such a feat.
such a feat? How do you accomplish such greatness? So and his soldiers, they must have witnessed that
Yeah.
until they probably they decided to
Revolt lah.
to revolt
Yeah,
and
but
go
okay.
back.
So that is the interesting part where they revolted and that caused Alexander to retreat back.
Mhm.
Okay, retreat back. So once he retreated back, there is this actually I found this out quite recently where there is this city or village or town in India, right?
Hmm.
Where those people don't look like Indians. They look more Greek than Indians.
Okay.
And they have the features of like a Greek person. So when I went to research this, they said that some of the people from this Alexander's army, right?
Mhm.
He stayed in India. They stayed in India and they built a life there basically.
Mhm.
So so currently those people in that city, right, are descendants of that empire. Yeah. And they have totally different features, It's not like you
Mhm.
would not recognize them as someone from India.
Okay.
Yeah, they have totally different features. And it's like only that city or only that town, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
could be. It could
It's
be.
very interesting actually.
Uh-huh.
And I hope I can go there one day and see like what is there.
Mhm.
Yeah, because if they were there, it's something historical, I would say. And also, I read this fun fact about Alexander where they said that he almost drank himself to death because his best friend died. Yeah. So his best friend died and he drank himself like he had a very bad fever and things like that. So he almost died from it.
For
Yeah.
me, one of the stories I heard is that the king of the Indian king whom he beat in battle offered his daughter, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a good way to secure the alliance or whatever.
Offered his daughter to Alexander. I'm not sure if he married her or he accepted, but it's interesting. Like I think it's a common theme in the past,
Yes, correct.
securing, and it's something that we are going to be seeing. Like we are going to be seeing going forward in this podcast is that a lot of the conquerors, when they took over a place, they took the hand of the previous rulers' daughters.
Yes.
Like in order to secure alliances and move forward,
Yeah, it's like a political marriage lah.
a political
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah.
So and those things are still going on until today. Do you know that?
Of course.
Like
Like royal families still do
royal
exist.
families
Yeah.
still marry within royal families.
Yeah.
But why? Why do you think? Like, what is it? And it comes down to bloodlines. You wanna,
Bloodlines, something to benefit from.
yeah, you wanna maintain your bloodlines. You wanna maintain the wealth,
The royalty.
the wealth, the royalty, the power, the influence, and like some, even even like a big businessman, they want their sons or daughters to marry another big
Yeah, yeah,
businessman
correct,
sons
correct.
and daughter. So it is to, in a way, build and keep the wealth.
Yes, correct.
So that and there's so many things. You have political weddings and it's something that it has transcended time. This
Yeah.
this culture is still going on, and for me is no matter how much we try and shy away from traditional customs, we try and say that we are modern society, and yes, we are becoming modern with a lot of liberal views, but you will be surprised how many traditions from the past are still being are still
Practice
being
lah, yeah.
practiced until today. So eh, so I
And
guess that's it about
yeah,
Alexander. I mean,
I think Alexander. One thing about him is he know. Okay, okay. Let's. I want to pose a question to you. If you were Alexander and your army had a rebellion, would you have backed off or would you have gone forward deeper into India? And you must keep in mind, India at that time was ruled by so many empires and kings and things like that, but they were one of the richest lands. It was one of the richest countries in the world. So, knowing that, with that information, would you go forward or go back?
I think okay. So what do we know about him when he returned?
No, if you were
No,
Alexander.
no, but let's know. Me now knowing. I mean, even if you say I'm Alexander, I know that when he returned, he died after a few years. So Alexander the
After
Great
2 years,
died at the age of
32.
32.
Yep, 32.
He died so young, yet he accomplished so much. But eh, like, and he died in the old city of Babylon,
Yeah,
which is such a famous, very famous city.
yep.
Eh,
So, what will you do?
I will push forward.
You'll push forward.
I'll push forward. Like all those who rebelled against me, the soldiers who rebelled against me, they will be killed. Like that's how they will probably be
Okay,
killed.
okay.
They will be killed. And what I will do is I will set base over there. I
Yeah.
will stay there. Like not no, we're not gonna conquer anymore, but we're gonna set base.
But to what end? To what end will you conquer? Till you die? Or are you going to come back and enjoy your kingdom, your empire? You know, it's a very interesting question.
So for me, when he is at 30 years old,
Mm.
so I will be guiding myself on how physically fit I feel. So if I still feel that I'm very like really physically fit, because I don't know now, they say the 30s is your prime. 30s is when you reach your prime. Like when you go to the gym at 30, you'll be lifting up the heaviest weights that you could before, after. You are at your fastest, you are your strongest. I don't know if back then 30 was your prime.
30 was like they died at 30, you know.
No, but I mean,
No lah, of course, but the
kings didn't die at 30. They died at 60.
conquerors did. There's a difference between a king and a conqueror.
Huh?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Kings can be
Alexander the
born.
Great was a king as well.
Yeah, he was born as a king and he died as a conqueror. Yeah.
So-
That's interesting. That's interesting.
So I think I would have pushed forward. Like
I would have retreat and enjoy my empire.
but he didn't enjoy. I mean, he died after 2 years. What
But-
did he enjoy?
So he died, but it's debatable why he died. Some people say it's poison. Some people say it's assassinated. Some people say it's just died from some sickness. So nobody really knows what happened. But to me, I would have tried to enjoy lah. I mean, it's my empire. I will fortify the empire for my children lah. I mean, that's the best thing.
I
Yeah.
think when you reach an empire as big as him, as big as his, it will never, after you die, it will just disappear. Like there's no logical way. So if I was him, I would have thought, this is something that will never happen again. The future of the empire lies with me and it will die with me. So I'll keep going.
That is not
forward.
true. That is not true. Your children can run the empire.
Ruin your empire.
His empire was again 5.2 million km. 5.2 million.
Like we
He's
bring it to the
retarded.
modern context. How many companies can you say that, let's say you are the first generation, you make the money, you create something, you pass it down to your children. How many times you have seen children ruining their parents' business? It's very common.
Correct.
How many, like maybe not the second generation,
But the
but
third.
the third
Yeah.
and the fourth generation is like they completely, like rather than creating value, they destroy the value. They just spend, spend.
But
So-
later on in the episode, there will be one empire that was not ruined by their children. And it's all about structure. And then we will get to that later. Okay, so we are done with Alexander, right?
Yep.
Okay, the next one. The most famous of the famous of the famous and my most favorite conqueror in this world. Tell me.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah. Genghis Khan is an absolute madman, psychopath, demon. But he's damn power.
Even I know about Genghis Khan. I think every Singaporean, every person that studied in Singapore will 100% without fail know about Genghis Khan. I don't care where you grew up, whether you grew up east side, north side, west side, whether you go to secondary school, primary school, secondary school, kindergarten, anywhere. Doesn't matter. Even if you never go to school, confirm you know Genghis Khan.
Okay. Okay. You elaborate more about Genghis Khan.
I'm not going to elaborate about Genghis Khan because I don't know. I only know one thing about Genghis Khan is that when I was like doing some research about him, like some of the I was going for the fun facts. Let me tell you something, a fun fact about Genghis Khan. His genetics footprint he is found in approximately 0.5% of the population today. His descendants consist of more than 16 million people in the world are considered his descendants. So, first of all, you imagine how power he is. How many wives, how many children this fucker must have that until now you have 16 million plus descendants. Fucker. Like having sex how many times a day? Lah?
Okay, some facts about Genghis Khan. Okay, he Okay, Alexander the Great, 5.2 million kilometer, right? It's actually not kilometer, it's square kilometer. Okay, so for that, just ignore the error. Genghis Khan was almost five times the size than Alexander the Great, which is 24 million square
My
kilometer.
goodness.
24 million, okay? And the countries, more, okay, so the empire he had consists of the modern countries today, which are Mongolia, China, Korea, Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Romania, Moldova, parts of Levant.
So
Okay?
from here, I have realized that a lot of the Eastern,
Stans, a lot of the
the
stans.
stands, a lot of the stands are the countries that were conquered. So I think it makes sense now. A lot of people from those parts of the region, a lot of them you can say they are fighters. You know, they grew up in tough, harsh environments.
Correct.
A lot of them, like like uh, like for example, Kazakhstan, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Russia. How many of those of the citizens of those countries you can say now they're in combat sports,
Yeah,
wrestlers?
correct.
Like how many of them? Like Azerbaijan as well. How many of them are wrestlers? They are boxers.
Correct.
Like they are in combat sports. So
So it's a culture basically.
I think it's a culture,
Yeah,
100%.
correct.
Like
So
even countries like Iran. Iran has so many famous wrestlers as well. Like I'm
yeah.
just like I think it's yeah, it's part of your genetics. Just bring you to become a warrior or something. Like you know.
Yeah. So actually for Genghis Khan, right? I have watched a lot of documentaries about him. A lot. Okay. Basically his story is he was a young boy, his father got poisoned,
Mhm.
okay? And he was like living a hard life. And when he was growing up, he like,
Okay, okay. Another fun fact. Alexander the Great, same thing. So now we find a common thing with conquerors. They must touch wood, poison your father, or they must kill your father.
yeah. So from there, he had a tough life, something like that. Then he united those Mongol tribes, okay? From then when he united them, that's how he grew his name, his power, his influence, things like that. And then slowly, once he united Mongolia, then he went forward to other countries.
Okay.
And there is this, I read it somewhere. I don't know. I must be fact check on this, but if I'm not wrong, he killed 25% of the world's population at that time. Okay, which is you are mad. You are a crazy fuck. You are a crazy fuck. Okay, it's either 25. So basically, right, during his time, I must be fact check on this. Okay, I can't remember the numbers, but basically there was so much. I think 25% more oxygen in the atmosphere, or 25% more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere because of Genghis Khan. Some shit like that. Okay, he was the he really he. Some people would say he saved the world from overpopulation. Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know if he's safe or what lah, but
yeah, but he's crazy, He invaded China also, Beijing.
yeah, I know that the Mongols invaded. That's why they built the Great Wall of China.
No, no, no. That's a whole other topic.
No,
That's a
no,
whole
but I
other
mean it
topic.
was for the Mongols, what?
It wasn't.
Okay, well it
It
wasn't.
wasn't. It wasn't. It
I
wasn't.
thought it was for the Mongols. Or maybe they didn't build it for that, but they used it to defend
We
from.
talked about this in our episode about Tartaria.
Uh huh.
Okay, where they say that they built the Great Wall of China to defend from enemies, but actually the guard posts were all facing towards China.
Hmm.
So it's actually there was an empire, a hidden empire from it was hidden from history basically.
Yeah, but that's a conspiracy lah. But I think factually, a lot of the Great Wall of China helped prevent invasions
Because it
from the
was already
Mongols.
built. It was already built.
Yeah, whether it was built or not, but it helped prevent invasions from the Mongols.
I think it was already built, right? Like
Mhm.
I don't know the dates and the year, but yeah.
So something about like I think some of the tactics Genghis Khan used is that they used to be very skilled with horse riding.
yes,
They were very skilled archers and they were very skilled with horse riding. So I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have watched the Disney movie Mulan.
okay.
Mulan, yeah.
Mulan,
So,
yeah.
so they were basically Mongols.
Is it
I think Mongols or from
China lah?
they were from China, but they were dark skinned. So I think they had some
Don't know lah.
Mongol blood. I think so. And in some of the scenes,
But that's a conspiracy, bro.
no, because Mulan is a Mongol name.
Is it?
Yeah, Mulan was if I'm not wrong. I mean, of course you can fact check me on this, but like I think the sort of theme they were trying to portray is that of the Mongols.
Okay.
So in the movie, well, yes, you can see that they were very good with arrows.
Okay.
They were very good with arrows. So I think this is something that has been passed down a lot. And the Mongols were very good with arrows. They were very good with horse riding. They were very fast, swift, and they were very aggressive.
Of course.
They were aggressive. Like they will really hammer you all out. They will swarm you with
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many of their soldiers, and they won't give you. And when you think that they are lacking, they are still coming. They are still coming towards you, and it was something different in uh in those days because is a Genghis Khan is not like he's not such a ancient figure.
Yeah.
He was in the 10th century, 10, 11th century, I'm not sure. And he was so he was kind of you can say a modern figure compared to the conquerors
Yeah lah,
we are
correct.
talking about. And so at this point of time, war was really much more developed as before. There were a lot of tactics.
Correct.
There were a lot of decisions to be done prior of war. There was a lot of planning, like how are we going to take over this? What are we supposed to do? Because I'm sure Genghis Khan, as everyone, as how we are reviewing his story, he was certainly reading up on different conquerors.
Yeah, correct.
Or he might have heard, or whatever.
I mean, he had everything, I would say. He had like every woman from every single country, every royal family, everything he had. He had the biggest army in the world. He had the best tacticians in the world.
Hmm?
He had almost everything. And for Genghis Khan to be like not respected, right, as a conqueror. I mean, like there are a lot of modern people now that say, "Oh, Genghis Khan is a murderer," but those were the times, and they must understand that those were how the times were. It's either you kill or get killed. Yeah,
Survival of the fittest.
exactly. And if there's one more word for it, natural selection. Yeah.
So,
So
what they used to call a Genghis Khan? Something blue.
blue sky or something, right?
The blue sky or something like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
the blue sky, correct.
so basically it makes sense. Like
Because
you
his
said,
empire was
his
as
empire
vast.
so vast. You stay up. Okay, it's probably part of his empire. Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, okay. Some things you should know about Genghis Khan, right, is he was a very when he died, right? Okay, his funeral procession, right?
Wait, before you go into that, they say Genghis Khan was the first feminist.
Is it?
Yeah, they say he was the first feminist. Let me tell you why. Because Genghis Khan used to put a lot of women
In power, right?
in with a lot of administrative power. So, for example, he he, he had relations with a woman. I mean, with a lot of women, lah.
Yeah.
And then he because he kept conquering, so he leave some part of his empire behind. So he leave that woman
To run the
to
area.
run that administer that area of land, which was at that point of time really a not
Normal.
it was not normal.
Yeah.
It was unbeknownst of at this time to give a woman that sort of administrative power. Uh-huh.
Right.
So so some people say that even though Genghis Khan left a trail of destruction, there was some things that he brought that was a that you can say that were advances to civilization. Like there was one, and the second thing is that he had like every region he conquered had a set of laws to follow.
Okay.
Like they had a so it's funny, like there's a sense of morality behind Genghis Khan. Like some people when they think of the Mongol Empire, they think of just savages, brutes, people who had no like they
No
were
brain
just like they no brain, you know?
Yeah.
Like they were just savages.
Correct.
They were just kill, then they just
But don't get mistaken, they are savages. They are
I mean
savages.
to conquer such
Yeah.
a large vast amount of land.
It makes Alexander the Great look like Alexander the Puny. 5 times the land, no. 5 times the land.
Okay, but Genghis Khan had a big group. He had a large army with him. He had a lot of generals with him. Alexander the Great was credited as singular.
Wait. But where did they start off? Alexander started as a king. Genghis Khan started as a nobody.
I don't think. I think he was
No.
also from a royal family.
No, his father got poisoned. He was alone. I think he was with his brother or something like. And he killed his brother also, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure if it's true. But he killed his brother when he was like 7 years old or 9 years old or some shit. Yeah,
He killed his
something
brother
like that. I can't remember the actual fact, but yeah. Okay, one more thing about Genghis Khan, right? If you were to look at the power he had in that time, compare and you bring it to now modern day Mongolia, right? Do you know that modern day Mongolia has a navy, but there is no sea around Mongolia. They are surrounded by countries, but they have a Mongolian navy, which is extremely rare. It is extremely rare. It is not normal for a country without any bordering any ocean or anything or any sea to have navies.
Yeah, where are the ships? Where are the boats?
Exactly.
Where is the sea?
Yeah, exactly.
How do they train
Yeah,
the navy?
they just have that Genghis Khan mindset. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to his funeral. Do you know the story about his funeral?
No.
Okay. Basically, there was an army who brought his body to the burial site. Okay, and they buried him. When the army was coming back, they were assassinated lah. Not assassinated, but they were killed. And the army that killed them, when they came back to the main camp, all of them also were killed. The reason for that was to hide the location of his burial. After that, for the Mongolian government or the ruler or the king or whatever it was at that period of time, they have restricted the area, that land area where he was buried, for 600 years. They have restricted the area. Even Mongolian government currently they still
I think more than 600 lah.
around there lah. But what I read was 600 years. They have banned the area. Means you can't go into the area. It is against the law because of his burial site. But why is that the reason? Why is that the case? Why do they want to do that?
Yeah, what is being hidden at his tomb
Exactly.
that they don't want people to see?
Is it because out of respect? Could it be? Or do they like...
It's never about respect. You look at all the pyramids in Egypt, how many tombs they ransack. You can never underestimate the.
Yeah, but the Mongolians... I mean, it's like, the Mongolians are protecting this. I don't know. It could be. But would you rather the archaeologists come and excavate the body?
100%.
You rather that? I would rather not.
I would like to know. It's like, tell me what is being hidden at his tomb. whether it was gold, silver, whatever.
But it could be nothing. And it could just be for research purposes.
Yeah,
To
then if it's not,
excavate a conqueror like Genghis Khan.
I mean, in the end, he can be a conqueror back then.
It's a tough question. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I would not allow them to excavate.
I'm more interested with history and what they can find. Like maybe from his tomb, like who was he buried with? Was he buried with his wife, children? Don't know what.
Don't know.
Was he buried alone? No, I mean, was he buried with any of his advisors, military generals? So who was he buried with? And how tall is the fella?
Okay, yeah,
How
that's
small? Eh, how well preserved are his bones?
But it's Genghis Khan.
Yeah, and maybe they can do some more studies about him. And the thing is, where is his burial site? That's something I want to know. Where
Yeah.
is his burial site? Why was he buried there?
Okay, I tell you what. On the next episode, we go to Mongolia, we do Lai Travel Talk, and we go into the mountain area and we find his grave. Are you up for that?
Nope, I'm not. I'm definitely not up for that. Eh, so, is there anything else you want to touch on Genghis Khan?
I think okay, yeah, one more thing. Genghis Khan was also the person was also a person who what he did, right? He married his daughters off to other generals or rulers or whatever alliances he made, and he made them fight in his war. He made the husbands fight in his war at the front line. So when they died, those lands automatically goes to his daughters, which goes to him, which belongs to him. So that's what he did, and that was a political move on his part. Yeah. So that was also interesting.
So he was also cunning.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah, if you are 24 million square kilometer, you have to do something, bro.
Yeah, I can see that. It says that his years active conquering was 21 years.
Yeah.
But he was born much earlier than that.
He was born 1662.
1162.
1162. And his years active were 1206.
So that means
That's how many years?
that means the fella
44 years.
40 years old then he started conquering.
Yeah.
Not young
Yeah, 40 years old to start the war, like wars, Retarded. See?
So what was he doing in those 40 years?
Building the army. Reuniting the Mongolian tribes.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
like I think they should make a story about like a movie about
The
the early
movie is
years.
not long enough for his life.
No, like
They
the
made a
early years-
series. They made a series about it. It's called Marco Polo on Netflix. I think after 2 seasons or after 4 seasons, they cut because they got no budget or no funding or whatever it was.
Okay.
But it was a damn good series. Yeah. Okay, you wanna move on?
So how about we take a short break for now?
Okay, sure.
We take a short break and then we come back.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we are back with this episode where we are talking about conquerors. So for our next conqueror, we will be talking about the man who crowned himself. So who is this man who crowned himself? Atok, do you have any idea?
No.
Who is this man?
Not at all.
So Europe has had its fair shares of kings, emperors, conquerors, you name it, they have it. But there was one man Europe was not prepared for, and his name was Napoleon Bonaparte. So who is Napoleon Bonaparte? I'm sure you guys you have heard of
I've heard of the name. I've heard that his clothes, his hat goes on auction and people buy it, but that's about what I know.
So what do people know about Napoleon? If you ask anyone, I'm sure anyone who is short, they probably say that he has a Napoleon complex.
Okay. I've heard of that. Yeah.
Because people with Napoleon complex, they like to they think themselves as more than what they are. But actually, if the next time someone says that you have a Napoleon complex, you take it as a compliment.
Of course, it is.
Because there was no one in this world that was like Napoleon. So who is this? Who is Napoleon? So Napoleon was born in the island of this. I think it was the island of Corsica. So
Okay.
it was a recent it was recently conquered under France. And so basically Napoleon he was a outsider. He was an
Okay.
outsider and he was mocked because he had a different accent. He was not from town, and he was basically I don't know if they mock him for being short lah, but he was basically mocked for being an outsider.
But he wasn't that short, right?
Uh-huh. No, he wasn't that short at his time. But there was something people couldn't mock. You can never mock a man with ambition. He had more ambition than everyone there. From young, because from young he did come of a well known family, but he was not from a wealthy family.
Okay.
So uh, I think he was the youngest of his sibling, one of the youngest of his siblings, and from young he always wanted to see him. He always saw himself as someone that was going to achieve great things. So how did he do this? So he enrolled himself in the military as a youngster,
Okay.
and during the French Revolution, when everyone saw chaos, he saw opportunity. So he started bringing up his name. He started winning battles. So I think in the 1804 or something, he was well known because he beat the British in one of the battles. I'm not sure what is the name of the battle. Eh,
Is it like Gaum or
I think
something?
Toulon or
Oh, okay,
something.
okay.
Toulon or something. So so by the early 20s, but by his early to mid 20s, he was already a general in the French army.
That's mad.
That's that's not mad. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Like usually to be a general, you are usually in your you must be like
Years of
you
experience,
must have a lot of years
Yes,
of
yes.
experience.
Correct.
But his prowess in battle, his military mind, his mindset, he was known for his tactics. Uh, made him a general at at his age. So after that, he consolidated his power, and what he did is he did a coup d'état
Okay.
where he overthrew the French king and he took power into himself. Of course, after consolidating his
Eliza.
power in politics, he also did a few treaties with his enemies, and so that is how he consolidated his power. And then he did a coup d'état, and after that, this is where it becomes. So why did I call him the man who crowned himself?
Okay, tell me.
Okay, so so basically back then in Europe, before when you crown yourself, you will usually ask the church, the Pope, to crown you. So it like sort of
Like
it's a
God,
celebration,
yeah.
like to formalize that you are chosen by God,
Okay.
and the church is behind you. Uh, so what did Napoleon do? So during his coronation, and at that point, the Pope himself was going to crown Napoleon the king. But Napoleon, what he did is he took the crown from the Pope and he put it on himself.
That's mad.
Why do you think he did that?
Why?
No, I'm asking you. Like,
Uh,
just take a wild guess.
like,
Let's take a wild.
okay, maybe like he believes that the Pope doesn't have the authority to crown him.
So basically, before like the church had a lot of authority. So he wanted to show everyone that when he declared himself as emperor of France, that it's not the church who is presenting this power or this title on himself. He is doing it by himself.
Okay.
He is crowning himself because he achieved it on his own.
Mad.
Quite mad, ah.
Mad. Napoleon is mad.
Yeah,
Napoleon is mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh, and I think something that really like it's inspiring of him is that he came from a really small island. Uh-huh. So
So to put it in context, Singapore is a very small island.
Singapore is a small island. So anyone, any like
Anyone
if
can be a conqueror.
no, if anyone ever tells you that like you can't make you cannot put your footprint in the world because you were born in Singapore and Singapore is just a small island, it's tiny puny island. You remind them, you tell them, no, I heard about Napoleon. So I can if he can be great and he came from island, I also can be great. I came from a tiny island of Singapore, but I also can be a conqueror.
Okay. Some facts about Napoleon. His empire was around 3 million square kilometers. Okay, not too bad for a guy from a small island.
No, but is you must put it in the modern
Okay,
the modern context. Like that means you already had established countries.
Yeah. So it was it was quite modern. I
It
mean,
was quite it's quite modern. So 3 million in the modern context is
it's quite crazy lah.
Yep.
Yeah. So modern countries that were covered by his empire were France, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, parts of Italy, Germany, Poland, Croatia, Slovenia. Okay, so looking at this, right,
Mhm.
his empire was on a bit further from the rest that we have mentioned.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was like a bit further, like France area, Belgium, Netherlands, like far Europe.
Correct.
Yeah. So that's quite interesting.
So something I wanna like a something that I wanna talk about Napoleon is his battle tactics.
Okay.
So one of the most famous battles he had that Napoleon had was the Battle of Austerlitz. So who was he fighting? He was fighting Russia. He was fighting the king of Russia and he was fighting the king of Austria. So these
Okay.
two were allies. So what he did is he used a tactic called deception. So he made it seem to the Russians and the Austrians that his right flank purposely made it seem that his right flank was weak.
Okay.
So he had the high ground from in the right flank. So he purposely retreated and he left
The right flank
high
open.
the
Okay.
right flank like open and the high ground. But actually his plan was to make sure that their army overreach, like overextends,
Okay.
and then he will attack in the center.
Okay.
He will attack in the center and separate one part of the army who was in the right flank and another side of the army
In the left.
on the left and
Not
where
in the left
not
flank, but
he's
yeah,
attacking
yeah.
in the
Okay.
center. And guess what?
What?
They took the bait.
Okay.
So he put one of his commanders. He told his commander that he must hold the right flank, with little troops, and he must stubbornly hold. So basically, he told his commander that for his plan to work, you must basically die lah.
Okay.
And
He died.
no, I mean I'm not sure if he died,
Okay.
but a lot of troops from the right flank.
Of course, because you are retreating and you are giving them more land, like
Uh-huh.
more space.
Mhm.
So naturally, you will lose that battle, I would say.
So what Napoleon used to say that the Battle of Austerlitz was his most beautiful painting. So he used to see conflict and war
As art,
as a form of art.
the art of war, my
The
friend.
art of war. Exactly. That's right.
The art of war, my friend.
So that's something that was he was such an incredible mind that he was able to, in the modern context, he was able to fool his enemies into thinking in such a way, like and it's not like he was fighting nobodies. He was fighting Russia and Austria and they were allies.
Hmm.
And his army was he had 20,000 less troops than his allies. So he had
Okay,
an army
okay,
of 60,000 and he was fighting troops, I think of around 80 plus thousand.
okay.
So he was
At a
at a
disadvantage.
complete disadvantage at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
If you're talking just about troop numbers, and towards the end, you guess what was the score?
What?
The Allies, the French only lost 7,000 troops,
Okay, so
and the
50
Allies, they
plus.
lost around 20 to 30,000 troops.
Oh, so they're almost at the same number already. Roughly.
But the others, they surrender lah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they lost too many troops and they were completely demoralized.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you of an army of 80,000 to lose like 30,000 is retarded. And the fella only lose 7,000.
Yeah. So, but I mean that is one of his most known accomplishments.
Okay,
But as you know what they say, everything that goes up must come down.
correct.
So something about Napoleon is he was really too ambitious.
Correct.
So as an ambitious person, he wanted to. I think at one point he wanted to take over the entire world.
Okay.
So he became too confident on his abilities, and in one of his final battles, he wanted to go deep into Russia. So one thing he underestimated was Mother Nature.
Okay.
So Russia was known for for their cold winters. So when he was doing his expedition into Russia, a lot of his soldiers perished due to the cold winters.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
So you never expect the winters basically.
He didn't no like he didn't anticipate the strong winter. Actually, if I'm not wrong, he went all the way until Moscow.
Oh, okay.
He went all the way until Moscow, and then the Russian king, he burned the city.
Okay.
He burned the city of Moscow to trap a lot of the French soldiers. And then when they were retreating is when he attack with his army.
Okay.
So so in this case the Russians didn't wanted to lose, that they were even willing to
Burn their city.
burn their city just to achieve victory. So it's funny because even if you see World War II, the same thing happened to Hitler.
Okay.
The same thing. He wanted to take over Russia, and again, the winter was too much for him. And
So there's a lesson in history.
Hmm?
Don't try to take over Russia.
no, the lesson is
Don't fuck with Mother
don't
Russia.
fuck with Mother Russia.
Okay. There's one fact about Napoleon,
Mhm.
which is he crowned himself, escaped Elba, and turned the arresting army that came to arrest him into his own army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he was exiled 2 times. The first time he was exiled, he managed to return back to France.
Okay.
And I think that's when he was able to convince the army that was sent to arrest him into his supporter.
Which is mad lah.
Yeah, imagine the convincing power you must
Yeah.
have.
But actually, correct. As a conqueror, you should have that convincing power to convince the people that you lead, right?
So we are seeing a pattern here, from Alexander to Genghis Khan to Napoleon. These people had just they had the charisma to
Yes.
convince you to fight for them, which is I think something that every great military figure, or in this case conquerors, must have. They must be able to convince you to die for them.
Correct. And that is a skill that people don't understand. They think they're just good at talking. No, it is a skill.
It's a skill.
It is a skill.
No, because you can be the best talker in the world, but are you able to convince?
Yes.
Being just a talker can mean a lot of things. You're just good at talking, but are you good at convincing? Imagine you have so in the modern context, let's say
Salesman.
You
Modern
was-
context, I think it's a salesman
it's a
that.
salesman.
Yeah.
Are you able to close the deal?
Yes. Yeah.
No, but you
that's
know how will I put it in the modern context?
politician.
A politician.
Actually, yeah. Politician also makes sense.
A politician.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anything else about Napoleon?
Eh, anything else about yes. So not only was Napoleon such a great military leader that he completely reshaped the entire landscape of Europe. Like his influence was so great that he completely changed the landscape of Europe. Like he gained some lands here, he lost some lands there, he gained here.
Yeah.
Eh, but he also created a set of laws that changed France, which was called the Napoleonic Code, which was a set of laws that governed France.
Okay.
So it's not like he was just a hungry for battle.
Of
But
course, yeah.
as we saw from the other conquerors, he also had a set of rules. He had a set of morals and ethics, and that is how he wanted to
Govern.
govern
Yeah,
his
yeah.
piece of lands. So it sort of like translate into the modern context. So I found that also something really interesting about Napoleon. So yeah, that's all I have about Napoleon. So
Okay.
now
Actually,
we,
Napoleon was a very good,
yeah,
very interesting, very
the
interesting.
man who crowned himself.
Yeah. That's a great title, lah. That's a great title.
So never underestimate yourself, guys.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as blind confidence. If you really think you can do it, you can always crown yourself. So never tell someone to call you ugly. You know,
Yeah.
someone calls
Just
you.
go Napoleon on them.
Yeah, just go Napoleon on them.
Okay. The next conqueror we have is one of my top three lah. Okay, top three. Genghis is my first. Second this is second. Okay, I give you a bit of a brief about him. This guy, he started his empire, and that empire lasted around 600 years. Do you have any idea? Okay,
No
this
idea,
guy is known as Osman Bey. If you all watch Ertugrul Ghazi, they release Ertugrul and Kurulus Osman. Okay, is a series about their life, which is the life of Osman, the Ottoman Empire, basically.
So wait, it's a what Netflix show?
It used to be on Netflix, but because it is too long, it's basically like 8 seasons. Each season is like 80 episodes. One episode is 1 hour. So it's retarded. That is just the story of Osman's father, Ertugrul. Okay, so this Osman, right? Okay, let me tell you about him. Osman, or the Ottoman Empire, was based from Turkey. Okay, and the lands that they conquered, right, were parts of Greece. I mean Turkey, parts of Greece, and the Balkans. Okay, Balkans is like I think it's like Armenia. Is it?
No. The Balkans is
Slovakia.
No. It's like I would say Estonia.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
Uh-huh.
think Armenia also maybe could be. We need to fact
No,
check this.
Armenia is not.
Oh, it's not.
Armenia is on the other side. It's Estonia, like it's very very small countries. It's all next to a. They are very near Poland.
Oh, okay.
The countries that are near
So like
Poland.
Slovakia lah. No.
Slow.
Okay, whatever it is
Slovenia or something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Okay, so Osman's empire size was 16,000 at founding and millions under successors. Okay, so in the Ottoman Empire, there were many successors, right? So not only Osman, he's like descendant. So after that, it became like millions of square kilometers. Yeah. And a fun fact also, right, is Palestine was under the Ottomans' care. So one thing about the Ottomans, right, their rule was very simple, which was everybody should live in harmony. Whether you are a Jew, whether you are Muslim, or whether you are Christian. So that was one thing that they
did different,
they built the culture there, where everybody should live in peace together. Yeah. So and of course, Ottoman Empire is the longest. It's the longest, 600 years. For an empire to last 600 years, it is crazy. No other empire has lasted this long. Maybe British Empire, maybe. I'm not so sure. But that's debatable, I think. Yeah. But for them, right? Okay, one more thing
Was
about
it 600 or more?
I think it was more, but I
Because
think
from what I know is the Ottoman Empire lasted until World War One.
that was 600 or 700 years. That's the time frame that they based the Ottoman Empire on.
19
It's crazy, And that means it was until modern
until
day.
1919.
Yeah, it
Until the
was
modern
until
day.
modern day. And I think it was World War One, was it?
World War One.
World
Yes,
War One, then they
1919.
got disbanded by the British Empire. I mean, the British Empire had a part to play, of
Mhm.
course. So for the Ottoman Empire to last that long, it is really, if you compare it to like Genghis Khan or Napoleon
Uh-huh. Yeah,
or
they didn't had
yeah,
they
they didn't pass it on.
yeah, they
They
were
didn't pass
difficult.
it on.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
couldn't pass on something like after. I mean, maybe the Mongol Empire did, but it's like after Genghis Khan, you
then
don't really
yeah,
know.
it deteriorated in some sense.
Yeah, you don't really know who took over Genghis Khan. If I ask you who took over Genghis Khan, no one knows.
Yeah,
Who
correct,
took over after Alexander the Great? No one really knows.
correct,
What happened to the empire that Napoleon built, or the land he
correct. Yeah,
I
and
mean,
exactly. So to know that Osman started this empire, and as he passed down to his descendants, the empire grew and grew and grew.
mhm,
And to a point in modern day where they started to adapt modern laws, things like that. They
mhm,
started to westernize, I would say, to some extent.
mhm,
And of course, there were a lot of conspiracies. I heard of one which was they were trying to build a train from Turkey to Saudi. It's one train straight. But there were some conspiracies where they wanted to assassinate the Sultan at that time.
mhm,
And then some people like, try to poison the mind of the Sultan, try to input like, oh, this is a bad idea, things like that. Some people sabotage the train, sabotage the building of the train station, the railway lah. And this was in modern times. This is not like olden times. This is like modern times. So that was what I found interesting about Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire is also named after Osman because they used to call him Othman. OTH. OTH.
Ottoman.
Yeah, so Ottoman become Ottoman.
Ottoman.
Ottoman. Yeah, so that's how it transitioned to it lah. One thing also that I find very unique about the Ottoman Empire, they were the caliphates of Islam for a very long period of time. From the Sultan to the next Sultan to the next Sultan to the next Sultan.
Mhm.
They were the caliphates of Islam for a very long time.
Okay, so maybe for the viewers, what is a caliphate?
Caliphate would be the leader of Islam lah. I mean, the caliphate of Islam would be that leader of Islam. So let's say like
The leader of the Islamic world lah.
Islamic world, yes, correct. Yeah. So if he was to say like, okay, now all like gather here or something, all must have all the religious leaders have a meeting, something like that. He has the power. He has the power to start a religious battle. No, he has the power to do that. But they chose to live in harmony with everyone, which is very interesting. It's very hard to find an empire that lasted this long or anywhere close to that. And that's why if you go to Turkey, you see the palace and you see the
Yeah, the
history.
palace of.
The history of Turkey itself is so vast. It's so vast. And the buildings, the architecture, everything about the Ottoman Empire is seen in modern day because it was an empire that lasted
Mhm.
until the modern
Yeah,
day.
because I think even until now, there's a lot of ethnic discrimination happening in Turkey.
Yes, correct.
I'm not sure, but there was one. I saw the news maybe a couple of years ago.
Mm.
I think there was one race, the Pashtuns or something
Oh
like that.
yeah. Correct,
Like
correct.
they are being really discriminated against in Turkey.
Because Turkey was something like Mongolia, where they had different tribes. Okay,
Mhm.
they had different tribes, but all of them were like just I think Islam also. Most of them were Islam. So in all these tribes, everybody was like
I think
there was
sorry.
no leader. There was no leader. Yeah, they only followed the Sultan of the land,
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah.
I don't know if I got the name right. I don't know what's exactly the race, but I know there's a lot of racial discrimination going on in some of the races in Turkey.
Mm. Because there are a lot of races.
Yeah, there are a lot.
Because of the tribes.
Mhm.
It started from the tribes.
Sometimes we don't really understand it, but actually Like that area of the Middle East is so vast, and there's so many ethnicities, so many religions, so many culture.
Correct.
Because throughout history we have seen that in that area, like we're talking about Central Asia, there's been so much going on, so much
Yes.
conflict, so
Correct.
much so much different changes of rulers, emperors, who take over this, take over. So and it's also a very how do I put it? So much history happening.
Correct.
And even before you had the Silk Road also, like you have
Oh yeah, yeah.
you had
That's
this
something I think we missed out. Like a lot of these conquerors, they helped build the
build
Silk
the
Road.
Silk Road.
Like Genghis
Yes.
Khan. Genghis Khan was one of
Yeah,
them.
he built
Yeah.
no, not build,
Not be like he helped
to boost the trade.
boost the trade. Yeah,
Boost the
that's the
trade
word.
in the Silk
Correct.
Road, yes.
Yeah. So this is one conqueror I would say is different from the rest of the conquerors. Because their intention was not to conquer, was to free the people from the Templars. You know, those Templars, those kind of things. Those racial what's the word called? Like extremists. Racial
Mhm.
extremists. Yeah. Yeah. Those Templars would always like, oh, everybody must that's not Christian must be killed. You know, things like that. Always starting wars, a lot of conspiracies, political dramas, things like that.
Because
Yeah.
I think at the time of like the Ottoman Empire, that you also had the Crusades,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
had the
Correct, correct.
Crusades. There was the Crusades were basically a conflict between the Catholics and the forming
Yeah, correct.
Muslim society. So they wanted to take over Jerusalem or something like that
Yes, yes.
from
That was the main. I think that was the main like battle about lah.
the
Basically,
main
yeah, yeah.
battle lah to take over Jerusalem.
And because they were also an empire, or they were from the Byzantine Empire, so it's a very long history. I would say it's a very very long history. So okay, oh, there's one fact that is quite interesting. Osman decided to, I mean, not decided, but he had a dream
Mhm.
that there was a tree growing out of him and branching out onto the world. Okay? A tree that was growing on him branched out to the world. So he took that dream as a sign to start this empire where he should conquer, lah, where he should conquer because his empire will last for centuries.
Well,
So,
I think he was right lah. After all, he was right
yeah.
lah. So I should probably dream about trees branching
I
out for
mean, if
myself.
we
Ah.
were to act on our dreams, I think we'll be dead lah, honestly. Yeah, but it's for people in those times to act on a dream is something very, very rare. So would you, if you had a dream in those times, would you believe it to be a sign or just another dream?
No, 100%. It will be a sign.
You would think it's a
Yeah,
sign?
you would think it's
I would think it's just another dream.
I would think it's a sign. No, is that you see? I think we as human beings, we always look for we are always looking for motivation,
Okay,
something that get us out of bed to continue with our lives.
correct.
Like for parents, is their children.
Yes.
Eh, for for I don't know for many adults such as us is maybe we are looking to maybe for our routines,
Hmm.
or maybe we looking forward to the next trip,
Yeah, correct.
looking forward to our next overseas trip. So there must be something that is keeping us, that is
To look forward.
something
Right?
to
Yeah.
look forward. Maybe it's our birthdays,
Mm.
our anniversaries, whatever it is. But there are some figures in this world that they are not looking for any temporary pleasure.
They're looking for
They're
greatness.
they're looking for greatness and to leave a lasting legacy. They are probably looking for maybe they're looking for people like us to be talking about
Yeah.
them.
I mean,
Yeah,
that is how you know that you
that
have
is
created a legacy,
yeah,
right?
that after thousands, after
Hundreds.
hundreds,
Yeah.
after don't know how many years, you are still talking about them because that's how great they are.
Yeah.
And for me, I always I feel inspired I feel inspired looking up at these figures in history because it teaches me to keep moving forward.
Okay, but this is
To push
debatable.
forward, yeah.
This is debatable. You are looking up to these people who have killed millions or thousands of people.
Mhm.
So there's always
Yeah, there's always a double edged sword.
yeah, correct. So there's always like a debate, like, is that morally accepted?
Huh?
Because
No, I mean we can always put things into a modern context. I'm not gonna decide the next day and I'm gonna decide, you know what, I'm gonna be murdering everyone. I'm not gonna go into battle.
yeah.
But there's certain things you can do. Like for example, like if you are young and you're looking for a career path and you wanna build yourself up, maybe you can join the army or you know anything. Like the thing I would say is that anything you do, you give your 100%.
you conquer that.
You conquer that.
Yeah.
First, you conquer your mind.
Yeah, that is the hardest thing to
That's
do.
the hardest thing.
And I think it was Aristotle, if I'm not wrong, who said that you must conquer your mind before you conquer anything else. And maybe that's why
Maybe that's why.
yeah, maybe that's why Alexander the Great
Mhm.
he became Alexander the Great.
So are we gonna be speaking on any other conqueror? Is there anyone else that is worth?
I think there's one more lah.
Who?
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
How could we finish this episode without talking about Julius Caesar? Such a controversial
Yes.
figure. Like from what I know about Julius Caesar is that he was the king of Rome and he was assassinated by one of his close advisors or security.
Yes. You know
Called
why was he assassinated?
Brutus.
Yes, Brutus. Yes.
Brutus.
Okay, do you know why he was
I
assassinated?
think that's where the word brute comes from, brute.
Yeah, because a lot of those our words are from the Roman,
From
you
the
know.
Romans, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think brute comes from because this Brutus guy, he
He's a
killed-
retard, yeah. Yeah, but do you know why he was assassinated?
I have no idea.
Because he said that he is the dictator of the world or something like that. Like he was the king of dictators or he wanted dictatorship for life. Something like that. Like something ridiculous. But at that time, I wouldn't say it was ridiculous.
Mhm.
And people are just power hungry. Any opportunity you get, you will assassinate.
I think because back then, when you look at Rome, like if you guys have seen the movie Gladiator, Gladiator 1 was amazing. Go and watch Gladiator 2. It's also amazing.
Okay.
So Rome was the bastion of democracy.
Correct.
So they formed like they had their senate, they had their parliament, don't know what
Yes,
they
yes,
had.
yes,
lah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
But they were the founders of, they say they're the founders of democracy.
But if I'm not wrong, Julius Caesar was the one who stopped all that.
I
That
mean,
is
yeah
why.
lah, when
Yeah,
he said
yeah,
he wanted to be
yeah,
a
yeah.
dictator for life,
Something like
he
that lah.
sort of stopped there. lah.
But there's a very famous story that happened to him, which was he got kidnapped once. Have you heard of this?
I heard it, sorry.
Okay, so Julius Caesar got kidnapped once before, and they were asking those people that kidnapped him asked for a ransom, and Julius laughed and said, "The ransom for my head is too low. You need to raise the price."
So he got offended.
Yeah, he got offended. That is something.
Imagine, you
You are kidnapped.
no. Imagine you are, maybe you are on the sea. You are some Somalian pirates, Somali pirates. They kidnap you. Then they point a gun at your head or something, and you decided to laugh. You laugh, and you said, "If you wanna kidnap me, you must up my ransom because I'm worth more than that."
Yeah.
They will think you are gone case.
Do you think you are just a
Yeah,
mentally
you are-
challenged
Yeah, you are ill.
conqueror? Yeah, but that is something that that's how he thought, you know, like that's his thought process.
Yeah, that's his
thought
his
process.
mindset.
Yeah, it's a mindset that he had that price is too low. You have to raise the price on my head. And he also promised that he will come back and kill all of them, and he did.
He will crucify them.
He will
That's what
crucify
he
them,
said, yeah.
and he did, and he did. So he is a man of his word. Yeah,
Imagine being one of the pirates
that's mad, you know. That's mad.
that were crucified by Julius Caesar. Like, why didn't we kill this fella?
Yeah. And look at what happened. Brutus, right? You mentioned Brutus.
Mhm.
Brutus killed him. You know what Brutus did the next moment? He changed the whole currency. to put his face on it. And then he got assassinated. So I think in those times,
Karma, yeah.
in those times, like all these rulers, right, were always getting assassinated. It's a very norm thing. But I don't know why they couldn't prevent it, which is quite thought provoking.
I mean, look at things now. Like
Example?
no, like there's always leaders getting assassinated, like political figures.
now,
Everything.
now not so much maybe.
No, I mean depends where you are looking for, lah. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking at
Zimbabwe or what?
Latin America or what, yeah, you definitely will have.
yeah. Okay, fair enough. Okay.
Even recently they tried to last year they tried to assassinate Trump.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Many men
Yeah.
wish death upon me.
What?
You know 50 Cent, right? Okay, just sidetrack. Is Trump a conqueror?
No.
Okay, I won't debate that. But he has a mindset of a conqueror.
I mean, he wants to take over Canada, lah.
Yeah, that's a conqueror's mindset. What? He wants Greenland. What?
He was Greenland.
Okay, wait. So, anyways, right, back to this sidetrack story of mine, right? 50 Cent went to a concert, his own concert, like his own. He was performing, and on the back of the projector, right, there's a screen. It was 50 Cent's body while he was singing the Many Men song, right? And it was Trump's face after he got shot.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, you know. Trump was a sensational guy, lah. And I believe leaders like him do still have the conqueror's mindset, which we can still see. Of course, modern times, you can't just go around just, cutting the heads.
he's doing something as his policies around the world are just.
I think that's another episode.
Disrupting the world.
But that's what conquerors do. Conquerors disrupt the order of things
Yes,
to
yes,
get
yes.
what they want.
Yeah, that's true.
Correct?
Like there's no I feel like every day in the news I see some news tariff
Tariff,
here,
yeah.
tariff there, tariff here, up there.
Yeah.
Then I see like any of you guys that are into investing, I'm sure you understand like things are just volatile. They're crazy. We don't know what's going on the next day. We don't know if
Yes.
there's a war happening, something not happening. Today happy, tomorrow sad. Day after tomorrow sad again. Day after tomorrow happy.
Yeah.
Just things are just wild.
Okay. There's one thing we missed out about Julius Caesar, which he's very well known for. Cleopatra. He had an affair with Cleopatra, who was
That's
the
why
ruler of Egypt, right? She was the ruler of
She
Egypt.
was the queen. She was
Queen
the
of
queen
Egypt.
of Egypt.
So that fortified his
Legacy.
legacy in Egypt. Like,
many
you know?
times I think if you see the history books or you see videos or when you talk about Julius Caesar, you relate it to Cleopatra.
Yes.
What kind of madman is he? He had
Yeah.
a affair with the Egyptian queen.
Okay, I'll pose this question to you. If you could go back in time, go back in history, okay, would you rather meet Julius Caesar or meet Cleopatra?
As a man, I'm gonna say I'm gonna meet Cleopatra lah. I don't want to have an affair with Julius Caesar. you put the both.
No,
options.
but I'm not talking about affair, right? I'm talking about like meeting them, you know?
You know what they used to say? They used to say that Cleopatra was one of the most beautiful women
Yeah.
at that point of time.
But is she considered a conqueror?
No.
No, she's like
She's
royalty.
she's a
right?
royalty. She's a
Okay,
queen.
okay.
She was a very well-known queen. I don't know how did Julius Caesar end up in Egypt. I don't know what happened. What he wanted to do. What he wanted to conquer another woman. Not enough.
That's why this kind of mindset will bring you to places, right, that you don't imagine. Going to Egypt and putting a foot down like in Egypt. I mean, you are having an affair with the queen of Egypt. So basically, Egypt is yours, lah. In some sense, lah, right?
Yeah.
In some sense.
I think another of his what do you call I think one of his other accomplishments is that he created the Julian calendar.
Oh yes, which is like similar to our modern calendar, or we based it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether he did it himself. And that's also an interesting thought process where did he sit down and plan the calendar, or was it something he instructed? You know, it's quite interesting. There's so many things in history, right, that we don't know that we want to know?
I think any for example, if let's say tomorrow in the US they build a teletransportation machine, I can
Okay.
100% tell you that Trump is going to claim this is thanks to him.
Okay, yeah. So
I mean, if something big
of
happens,
course, of course, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
for Julius Caesar case could be the same. Maybe he did not made it, he did not, but they
He's
took the credit and they
dictator, what?
called it,
He's a
yeah,
dictator, yeah.
and he called it the Julian calendar. And if I'm not mistaken, that his death was the cause that changed the Roman Republic and turned it into the Roman
Yes.
Empire.
Correct, correct. Yeah.
So
Which is, you see, actually one thing that we realize, right, as we are talking about all these conquerors, is that once the conqueror dies, a drastic change happens. So is it because they feared the conqueror so much that only when he died they could make the change? Or is it because there were too many people loyal to him at that period of time? It's very hard to say actually. What do you think?
to be very honest, I think that eh, I think there's always, I think it's the fear.
Fear.
Like, I think
Okay.
it's fear. I think it's fear. Fear is a very
Strong.
powerful
Yeah,
emotion
yeah.
that drives people to do a lot of things.
Correct.
Fear is one of the most powerful emotions someone can have, and I think that's what drove a lot of like leaders or future leaders, for example, that used to look up to Julius Caesar and
Mm.
suddenly see him assassinated by one of his close advisors. Is that it turns everything on its head.
Yeah, correct.
Like they're gonna take more precautions. They're gonna be when they take power, they're gonna take it in a way that you can't take it so easily from me.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's why they build I think that's why they always build a new set of laws.
They build a new set of laws.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that somehow prevents to
Mhm.
some extent lah, I would say.
Yeah. So I mean, for you to be a conqueror, you must have done something so great or changed the world in such a way that your lasting legacy or the person who is probably you will say taking over direct straight from you, there must be some changes
Yeah,
because you left such a strong impression and a lasting legacy.
correct. Okay. Would you say if you were in those times, would you be a conqueror?
No, 100% no,
Why?
because I want to relax. Like, I mean, this
Like
time
just
was
chill lah.
stressful. Yeah, like I think what was the average age to live? What, 30,
40s,
40?
I think 40s.
30, 40. Hey, you reach your 20s, you're half of your life. Hey, yeah,
Honestly,
relax.
right, I would happily die at 40, right? If I was Genghis Khan, I would happily die at 40. I would smile. I have the biggest smile on my face. If I conquered this much land and just done everything, I clean the earth of overpopulation.
You
You know what I mean?
no, you clean the earth and you overpopulate the earth also. You
Yeah,
did
and
both
like-
things.
And like if you want to say, oh, you don't have enough children, bro, 16 million descendants. Nobody can win me. 16 million descendants. I'm a madman. I'm a madman. My genetics will never die.
How many? That means every village,
Every place.
every place he go, one girl standby.
Yeah. What the fuck said this guy? He is Genghis Khan is just a well-liked conqueror lah. Although he's very evil lah. I mean, in that context, but
I mean, in those times, yeah. I mean,
it is a norm lah. I would say it is a norm. If it wasn't Genghis Khan, it would have been someone else.
if he wanted, yeah. I mean, if he
Yeah.
wasn't, if he, I mean, actually, we can. This episode, there are so many, there are
Conquerors.
so many, there are so many, there are so many generals, military leaders. There are so many conquerors we can speak. So I think we should have a part two.
Yeah,
I think
definitely,
we must
definitely.
definitely have a part two. We must look at other significant figures who really played a great role in history. And I hope that this episode serves as a motivation to you guys. You know, never a don't don't ever limit yourself. You can't imagine what is the power of the human of the
Human
mind,
mind
of
lah,
the,
yeah.
the human mind, and don't ever underestimate yourself. I mean, after this episode, I feel so inspired. I think tomorrow I'm going to head to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm going to carry myself to the gym.
I'm gonna conquer the gym.
I'm going to conquer the gym. I'm going to conquer the gym. I'm going to conquer my work. I'm going to do
Yeah.
something that is going to make me proud.
Okay, one last question before we end.
Mhm.
Who do you think is considered a modern day conqueror today?
That's a
It doesn't have to be a politician.
That's a great question. I'm gonna go with Kim Jong Un.
He's a dictator, what? But okay, fair. That's a fair, I would say Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
I would say Elon Musk.
Ooh. He wants to bring us to Mars.
He doesn't need land. He doesn't need land, bro. Because if you have money, you have the power. So this is the modern day conqueror.
Yeah.
Billionaires. They are conquerors, bro. They are fucking conquerors. They have dominated their industry. Anything we want somehow leads to them. You want to buy a
Yeah.
car? Oh, I buy a Tesla. Correct? Okay, Jeff Bezos. Oh, I want to buy something. Let's use Amazon. They are conquering this. And these are what I feel those people are modern day conquerors.
Like they want to change the world. I think it all
Yes.
comes down to I mean, back in those times, okay, maybe you won't invent something, but you're gonna take something
Yeah.
or you're gonna invade something or you're gonna conquer something.
Yeah.
I think modern day, yeah, you are right.
One thing that all the conquerors have in common is power. They all had power.
And they are able to convince.
But in modern times, money is power, my friend.
Mhm.
So Elon Musk is a conqueror. Elon Musk is definitely a conqueror. Yeah. So that's my answer lah. Kim Jong Un is also a modern day conqueror lah, but his is dictatorship. But Julius Caesar also what? So
So this has been a really great episode.
Yeah,
I really honestly I enjoyed. We had a great time
yes.
discussing, talking about this episode, finding some interesting facts
Yeah.
and the research that was going through it, and what I can say is that expect a lot more from us, guys.
Yes.
We are now back in the routine. We have got a lot of equipment. We have and we're going to be putting out content more. We are going to be more consistent in putting out content. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what is next for Lai Table Talk.
And we are gonna conquer this podcast. Don't worry.
No, we are gonna conquer the podcasting industry in Singapore. We're gonna. And just before we end, guys, don't forget to please follow us on TikTok, on Spotify, on our YouTube channel,
On Instagram as well.
on Instagram. You
Yeah.
guys are the ones that push us forward to bring more content for you guys.
Yeah. And do comment. Do comment on
Yeah.
our videos or on our
do comment,
vid-
share your
reels.
thoughts.
Yeah. Share your
Let us
thoughts.
know what you think, what we can improve on. Whether it's good or bad, it's still
Yeah.
feedback, and we take it really seriously. And
Yeah. And let us know who's your favorite conqueror.
yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
And if you have any new names or anyone we should talk about, let us know as well.
Yeah.
Just engage with us. Try to get us to know if you have also any questions or on any future content or any ideas. We appreciate all the feedback we can
Yes.
get. So I guess
Okay.
we have come to the end of
Lai
Lai
Table
Table
Talk.
Talk. Thank
Take
you
care.
guys. See you next time.